So these are all the important articles which we are going to have analysis in the upcoming slides. Have a look at it. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. The first news is what the GI tag can mean for the cashews industries in Goa. See, recently a GI tag has been awarded by WTO for the Goan cashews, and the article is written in response to the news and it has analyzed it very beautifully. Okay, let's have the look into the analysis. Okay, GI tag conferred on products originating. Why a GI tag will be conferred is to safeguard the products that has been produced locally from a particular geographical areas, and it has unique characteristics and has culture ingrained in those products. For that kind of products, a GI tag will be given by WTO so that there won't be any kind of morphing or duplication will be in the market. And what is the challenges the Goan cashew nuts traders have faced before the GI tag which has been conferred on the cashew nut is? The first and foremost challenge they have faced is mis-selling in the name of cashews. The small traders from other states who have been migrated to the Goa, they have been importing the cashews from other countries at cheaper cost, and they are selling it in the name of Goa cashews at price below than the native Goan cashews. As a result of which, the native traders of the Goas have been severely affected. Secondly, not complying with the norms of qualities, packaging and then weighting by those traders who are mis-selling the cashews in the name of Goan cashews. As a result of which, the name of the Goan cashews and the identity which it has obtained over the years has been tarnished, and then local traders are in the verge of losing their own market to the traders who have been migrated from the other states to the Goa. And then because of high minimum wages and then complex compliances rules in Goan state, it is very it is burdening the local cashew traders to overcome the above three challenges. So these are all the challenges being faced by the Goa cashew nuts as well as the Goa's cashew traders. And how the cashew came to Goa, according to the news article, is it is native to northeast Brazil and it has been introduced by Portuguese during 1570s. But its edible values were recognized by Portuguese prisoners, that is the Indians who have been shifted to the African country called Mozambique, which is the territory of Portuguese during that time. So this is what the details in relation to the cashews is about. The GI tag for the Goan cashews is about. And how the news is being related to the civil service examination is, under prelims it has been related to economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics and social sector initiatives. Similarly, under mains it has been related to GS paper 3 science and technology under a topic called issues relating to IPR. Okay, let's have a look into what does the GI tag is about. First and foremost, the GI tag is a tag for products which has the specific geographic origin. Example, the Goan cashew nuts, or in the case of Tamil Nadu means Tirunelveli Alva, so on and so forth. And it is the part of IPR under Paris Convention. So which is very important from the prelims perspective, these details. And it has been introduced for protection of industrial properties and it acts as trademark in the international arenas. And GI tag to implement this Paris Convention in India, the statutory has been made. What is the name is GI Geographical Indication of Goods Act 1999. If a particular region has obtained the GI tag for a particular product means, then no other person or company or other region can sell it in the other product the similar names. So such kind of monopoly will be given by the GI tag to those people or company or the native region where the product is actually got originated, and the validity for GI tag is 10 years and it has the clause for renewable. So they could able to renew after the period of 10 years. So what does the benefit that the GI tag brings to particular product is, first and foremost, it confers legal protection on the products so that the mis-selling as well as the standards in relation to the packaging, weighting as well as manufacturing of those products will be safeguarded. Secondly, because of the legal protection being conferred on those products, the livelihood of those traders who are trading those products will be safeguarded. Thirdly, because of the GI tag and the brand which it creates, it has the potential to get exported and it has a huge market not only in the domestic arena but also at the international arena. Fourthly, it has the possibility, because of the development and because of the development and the export potential of those products, it will be leading to overall development of those region from where the product actually got originated. And this is what the benefit the GI tag brings to the products. And then let's have a look into the Goan cashew, for which the GI tag has been conferred recently. The Goan cashew will grow only on the well-drained, sandy, loamy soils, and the necessary geographical as well as environmental condition which is required for developing the development of healthy Goan cashew is hot and humid condition, with a temperature ranges from 20 to 38 degrees Celsius. And if the surrounding temperature is way below than the 20, and if it is in the frozen state means, then it is not the it is not conducive for the growth of the Goan cashews. Similarly, rainfall in the range of 2000 to 3500 millimeters is required for healthy growth of Goan cashews. So this is what the complete analysis in relation to the GI tag on Goan cashews is about. So what need to be studied further is, we should know about what is the IPR policy of India. Secondly, we should also know about WTO. Thirdly, we should also know about TRIPS as well as TRIMS. Fourthly, we should also know about WIPO, the structure or function and the program which it carries. So these are all the other things which we need to be aware of. Okay. Second news is, keep water at the center. See, the October 16th is celebrated as World Food Day in recognition of United Nations FAO formation. Why United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization has been formed is to eliminate the hunger as well as nutrition problem that has been prevailing aftermath of the World War II. And what the author has mentioned is that right now the globe or the earth is producing enough number of food which is sufficient to which is sufficient for all the people who are living in the planet, but the access to the food system is very skewed. Only certain section of the people could able to have access and certain section of people could not able to have access to those food products. And the theme for this year's World Food Day is water is life and then water is food. And during 1960s, India's policies was more oriented towards ship to mouth, that is importing the food products directly from other countries and then distributing it to the consumers. But today, during 2020 to 23 period, even during the pandemic time, we have exported nearly 85 million tons of food products across the globe. Even after giving free rice as well as the other food products to the 800 million people under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. So such kind of growth we have achieved in terms of food sufficiency. And similarly, during 1950s, we could able to only produce 17 metric tons of milk. But in the case of 2020 to 23, we could able to see produce nearly 222 metric tons of milk, which is possible only because of the white revolution which happened during late 60s, 1960s and the early 1970s. Similarly, since 2000 to 2001, we have made a great stride in the case of pink as well as blue revolution, that is poultry as well as the fishery production. Despite this kind of huge growth by India in the agriculture sector, our access to those food products as well as these kind of food items has been very skewed, which is been shown in the data of recent National Family Health Survey, which shows that nearly 16.6% of people being malnourished, and then 35% of children under age of 5 years are stunted, that is low height for their age. Similarly, 32% of the children are underweight, that is low weight for their age. So see, India has a population of nearly 140 crores. If we are converting this percentage into quantitative terms, means then it will be very huge, and it sometimes outnumbers the population of certain small countries. Such kind of severity it holds. And what does the author recommends for it is, see, since he is predicting that since India is home to nearly 18% of global population, but India has only 4% of the global freshwater resources. With the rising disposable income and the growing urbanization, there will be growing demand for food as well as the water in the near future, so that there is a great need will be arising for the food production as well as conserving or using the water efficiently for the production of food. And what strategy the author has posing is, first strategy is from the supply side, to reform the supply side, that is during the monsoon period there need to be augmentation of water need to be take place by storing the maximum amount of rain in the reservoirs and then recharging the groundwaters with the help of lakes, ponds and the other local rivers. And then from the demand side, there need to be rational allocation of water across the food productions, so that oversupply as well as inefficiency of water in the agriculture system will be reduced. According to United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, see, the agriculture system in India is utilizing nearly 90% of freshwater resources. But in the case of Central Water Commission, it is agriculture system is utilizing 78% of the freshwater resource. So even the percentage may vary according to the international organization as well as the Indian organization, but even the 78% is the huge number which need to be rationalized, so that the freshwater resource will be safeguarded and then the sustainable future will be ensured in terms of agriculture production as well as the livelihood of the other sectors which are dependent on the agriculture system. So what need to be done is, the institutional reforms need to be made in the agriculture system. Similarly, pricing of water as well as the power generation need to be made, so that the accountability in terms of using of water and then the power generation will be ensured across the agriculture system. And right now only the 50% of the cropping system has been irrigated. So with the climate vagaries and the deficiency of rainfall which is increasing these years because of the climate change. The percentage need to be increased to 75 percentage of cropped area. So for increasing the irrigation system from 50 percentage of cropped area to 75 percentage of cropped area, there need to be enough funds is required, but there are challenges to invest those funds. First and foremost challenge is the political will of the state. Why? Because is the because of the lack the politicians sometimes lack political will to charge the farmers for the water or the power they are using. Similarly, lack of funds in the central government, because most of the nearly 4 lakh crore amount has been subsidized for fertilizer as well as food related subsidies. So which so that the central government is suffering from the lack of fund to invest in those irrigational development need. Thirdly, lack of private investment in the irrigation system is also act as one of the hindrance for mobilizing the fund for enhancing the irrigation system. Why? Because the lack of private investment in the irrigation system is water is free, almost free in Indian system. So that is why they are hesitating, the private people are hesitating to invest in the irrigation system. And what is the other change the author wanted to do for the agriculture system is, there need to be shift in the thinking from the policy perspective itself, from land productivity to water productivity. That is, how the production need to be measured is, for in the case of land productivity means number of tons that has been produced per hectare. It from that angle only it will be measured. If we are considering, if you are viewing the production from land productivity perspective, but if you are viewing the productivity from water productivity perspective means, it will be seen as how many kilogram of production has been taken place with the with per cubic meter of water. So by changing our dimension or perspective from the policy making itself, we could able to identify what are all the lacunae in implementing the water efficiencies program in agriculture system. So even after doing such kind of things, there need to be changes in the farmers, those who are actually doing it in the on the field need to be changed. So how to change those farmers is, first and foremost, they need to be incentivized. The farmers, those who are using the least water efficient crops, need to be incentivized so that they will be diversifying their crops to other water efficient crops like pulses, millets, so on and so forth. And then other techniques in production systems like direct seed system, drip irrigation system, alternate wet and dry irrigation system need to be made known to the farmers, so that they will be made aware about those water efficient techniques in production side. So these are all the analysis in relation to the water in agriculture system with respect to the news is about. So how the news is related to the civil service examination is, under prelims the news is related to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains it is related to GS paper 3 economy and development, under a topic called agriculture, called major cropping and cropping pattern in various parts of the country. So this is what the analysis as well as the linking of the news with the syllabus is about. What need to be studied further is, we should know about what are all the agriculture schemes being implemented to increase the livelihood of the farmers, at the same time reforming the agriculture system in India. Secondly, we should also know about the Central Water Commission, and then thirdly we should also know about what is National Water Council is about. Thirdly, fourthly, what are all the water related schemes being implemented to increase the efficiency of water usage in India, and then National Water Mission. These are all the other areas which we needed to be aware of. Olympic dreams. See, recently our Prime Minister of India pitched for India's interest to host the 2036 Olympic to the Indian International Olympic Committee. And hosting an Olympic requires winning a bid and having a good show in the international arena in terms of sports, and then having a respectable medal tally in the global sporting events. So these are all the requirement for a country to host the Olympic. The games that comes to cities are mostly cosmopolitan cities, which offers the ease of movement, and it will make the surrounding of the cities with liberation of thought. Why? Because there will be huge number of visitors across the world will be coming to those cities, and there will be cultural collaboration will be taking place with the native people as well as the international people, as a result of which the exchange of thought will be taking place, and then the freedom of thought and then liberation of thought will be taking place. So these kind of positive things that will be arising because of the hosting of the Olympic or the sporting events by a city. And recently the International Olympic Committee is having, along with this kind of requirement, there need to be clean air and then sustainability need to be assured in those cities where the Olympic is going to be conducted. So if India is going to host the Olympic event in India, means it will provide a chance for the government to reform the sports administration as well as overall the sports bodies in India, as a result of which the transparency and the accountability in those sports related bodies will be ensured. And then what we have to do in order to increase our medal tally in the international arena is that we need to diversify our sporting events rather than concentrating on only some handpicked number of sports to heavy metal sports like swimming, gymnastic and other athletic related events, where there is a possibility, where there is a chance that we could able to win more number of medals. So such kind of diversification in terms of sporting events need to be done to ensure that we are having a good show in the global sporting events, but at the same time we are having a good respectable medal tallies in the global sporting events. So this is what the details in relation to the news is about. How the news is being related to the examination is, under prelims it is related to current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains it is related to statutory, regulatory and then various quasi judicial bodies. Okay, let's have a look into International Olympic Committee. It is the committee which organizes the Olympic event once in 4 years, and it has the responsibility to select the cities for hosting those games. And the International Olympic Committee also supports by providing fund and aid to the respective national Olympic committees, so that the sports related infrastructure in those countries will be strengthened, and it has been headquartered in Switzerland. And the IOC, International Olympic Committee board, contains president, vice president and then members. The president as well as the vice president are elected by the committee members. The committee members are nothing but the respective nations Olympic Committee. And the commission of IOC contains ethics commission, athletes rights commission, marketing commission, medical matters commission and then environment commission. So this is what the details in relation to International Olympic Committee is about. So what are all the challenges the sports faces in India is, first and foremost is as I said, our sports in India is concentrated only on handful of certain sports only. Now it has not been diversified into wide range of sports which has huge capability to get a medal in the Olympic arena. And then lack of sports infrastructure is also one of the main challenges to ensure the quality of sports development in India. And then inadequate spending as well as lack of spending and then underutilization of funds is also acting as third challenges to develop the sporting tradition or sporting related event or community in India. And lack of professional sports league is also hindering those athletes to take sports as a profession because of the lack of economic viability, which arises because of the lack of professional sports league. If there is a professional sport league, means for example like Kabaddi League, Indian Premier League, so on and so forth, this kind, and badminton league, this kind of league will nurture the young talents and it will provide the career opportunities in terms of earning the respectable economic thing as well as the other social recognition with the help of those leagues. And then lack of sports related diet awareness, and then lack of sports related health ecosystem is also acting as one of important challenges for sports development in India. So what needed to be done is, first and foremost is the sports bodies in India need to be reformed so that the transparency as well as accountability in those organizations or the administration will be enhanced. Thirdly, we need to tap the natural talents that has been ingrained across the people. For example, certain tribes have the natural talent of running, certain tribes, certain section of people will have natural talent of jumping, so on and so forth. Such kind of thing which have been ingrained in their traits, and those kind of people needed to be identified, those kind of community needed to be identified, and they need to be trained for those sports. And then thirdly, holistic planning in terms of sports is required so that the sports related ecosystem will be nurtured as well as the developed in India, which in turn will enable us to have a good show and then earn a respectable medal tally in the international arena. So this is what needed to be done in terms of development of sports in India. What need to be studied further is, we should know about, first and foremost is, what are all the important schemes being implemented in India to develop sporting related ecosystem in India. Secondly, we should also know about Khelo India program. Thirdly, we should also know about the structure, function and details in relation to the Indian Olympic Committee. So this is for the complete analysis in relation to the news and the sporting related developments in India is about. Rupee at all-time low against dollars as oil and other currencies rise. See, because of rise in crude oil, which is arisen because of the agitation in the market that has taken place because of the Israel-Palestine war, and then the corresponding strengthening of dollars led to all-time low of rupee, and this negative fallout has led to pull out of nearly 11,206 crore foreign portfolio investment so far this month. And then because of the positive intervention by RBI in the forex market by selling the US dollar to buy the rupees in order to stem the decline of or depreciation of the rupee, and then valuation loss in terms of depreciation of rupee led to decline by nearly 14.15 billion dollar of forex reserve in the Indian forex reserve. On how the news is related to the examination is, under prelims the news is related to economics and social development. Similarly under mains it is related to GS paper 3, Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth, development and employment. Okay, what is the main reason for the recent rupee depreciation is, first and foremost, as I said, it is because of the conflict that has taken place or right now going on in the Middle East. As a result of which, and it's the negative followed is the rise in the oil price, because Middle East is one of the major contributor for the global oil production. Thirdly, strengthening of dollars. So these are all the reasons for the recent rupee depreciation. What impact does the rupee depreciation on rupee creates in the economy is, first and foremost is, it will rise the import cost, because we have to pay more number of rupee to buy a particular product which was available at cheaper cost previously. That is, previously means previously before depreciation. Secondly, it will increase the chances of imported inflation in India, as a result of which the inflation in the Indian economic system will be increased. Thirdly, there will be strain in household expenses, and then there will be reduction in the expenses in other non-essential product in the household expenses. Fourthly, the balance of trade will be affected very badly because of the depreciation of rupee, which in turn will have a huge toll in terms of balance of trade as well as balance of service. As overall, it will be leading to current account deficit. And then another fallout is, because of the depreciation of rupee and the intervention by the RBI and then the valuation loss in terms of depreciation rupee, there will be reduction in forex reserve in India, and then it will increase the project cost of the state. For example, if the state is implementing the renewable projects across the country, means the equipments that is needed to implement those renewable project is implemented right now in India. Because of higher import cost, the products which have been imported will also get rise, which in turn will have huge impact on the project cost in India. So these are all the negative fallouts of depreciation on rupee is above. So what needed to be done is, as I said, apart from knee-jerk reaction of selling a dollar as well as buying back the rupee, there need to be another innovative methods need to be done by RBI to overcome those decline in the depreciation or rupee value. Secondly, the rupee trade need to be increased, because why? Because most of the trade is concentrated only on dollar related exchanges, so which need to be reduced, and simultaneous increase in the rupee trade need to be enhanced. Thirdly, the foreign direct investment cap on those sector which is right now very less need to be increased, so that the foreign investment will be made in foreign related investment will be increased in India. Fourthly, our exports need to be incentivized, so that the growth in the export will have a huge positive impact on the rupee appreciation. So these are all the things which need to be done. What need to be studied further is, we should know about what is foreign portfolio investment is. Secondly, we should also know about foreign institutional investment. Thirdly, we should also know about what is foreign direct investment is about, and what is the difference between all the three. Secondly, we should also know about forex reserve and what are all the important constituents of forex reserve, and we should also know about their corresponding percentage in the overall forex reserve. And we should know about what is the Reserve Bank of India, what is the important mandate that the Reserve Bank of India carries. These are all the other areas which we need to be aware of. So this is what the overall analysis in relation to the depreciation of the currency is about. Okay, let's have a look into today's practice prelims question is. So this is the today's practice prelims question. I want those students, those who are watching the session online, please do comment the option point for the question which you are seeing right now on the board. Okay, with this we have reached the end of today's session. Thank you.